Hi everyone, let's start with clause 6 of professional ethics, which is one of the most important topic of CA final audit. Okay, let's get started. Clause 6 states that a CA in practice shall be deemed to be guilty of professional misconduct if he solicits client or professional work either directly or indirectly by circular, advertisement, personal communication, or interview or any other means. Solicits means ask for or induce someone to provide the client or professional work. If the CA in practice or a firm of CA in practice asks someone else to provide the client or professional work through circular or advertisement, interview or personal communication or any other means, then they will be held guilty of professional misconduct. And there are some exceptions. What are they? CA in practice can secure, apply, request or invite work from other CA in practice. This is the genuine way where CA in practice can ask for the work. He can secure, apply, request or invite the work from other CA in practice. CA in practice can also respond to tenders or inquiries. Okay, there are two cases mainly. One is work exclusively related for CA only, and another one is other work which is related to which is not exclusively for CA but which is available for everyone else, okay, in general. So work exclusively for CAs, there is one more condition. If minimum fee is prescribed, then only a CA in practice can apply for these tenders or inquiries. If in tender or inquiry minimum fee is not mentioned, then he cannot be able to apply for or he cannot be able to fill those tender forms. Okay, and work exclusively related for CA means, for example, financial statement audit or any other attestation services. And in other work not exclusive to CS, he can apply anyway, there is no condition. And security deposits can be given by the CA for these tenders or inquiries. Okay, and why this clause was inserted? Because members should not adopt indirect methods to gain publicity or solicit client or work, so that they can maintain independence and command respect in the public or command respect of clients. This is the main reason why ICAI has inserted this clause. Okay, now coming to advertisement of coaching or teaching activities by a member in practice, it is considered as indirect solicitation and solicitation by any other means, hence it is guilty of professional misconduct. CA in practice is not allowed to advertise any coaching institute or teaching activities through hoardings, posters, banners or any other means, but he can put outside their coaching or teaching premises signboard mentioning the name of coaching institute, contact details and subject he is teaching therein. Okay, and there are some forms of soliciting work which council has prohibited, which are listed below. We will go through one by one. First one is advertisement and note in the press. A member in practice is not allowed to circulate any letters to the clients, personal canvassing or canvassing for clients. Okay, a member in practice is not allowed to provide any advertisement in the press or provide any letters or post to the clients mentioning his personal works or mentioning his professional work or portfolio. He cannot do that. It is considered as a professional misconduct. Then what is allowed? Member may request another CA in practice for professional work. A member may advertise below changes in the newspaper. Below changes can be advertised by the member in newspaper. What are they? Changes in partnership, dissolution of partnership firm, change in address or practice or telephone number. All these general kinds of information can be mentioned in the newspaper or can be released in the newspaper. Member is permitted to issue classified advertisements in the journals or newsletters of the institute. The member can publish the news in the journals or newsletter of ICAI, but it should include the news of sharing professional work on assignment basis, seeking partnership with CA in practice, other CA in practice, or seeking salaried employment for his CA firm. Okay, he can do all these or he can publish all these news in ICAI's journals or newsletters. Okay, this was first one. Now coming to second one, Application for empanelment for allotment of audit and other professional work. There are some government institutions or government departments which has created empanelment, which includes the CAs, and through that in empanelment, government or cooperative societies or other bodies provide some attestation work or audit works to the auditors. Okay, a CA in practice should not make roving inquiries by applying to any such organization or having his name included in any such पैनल. रोविंग इंक्वायरीज मतलब बार बार जाके उनको पूछना कि आप हमारा नाम या इस एम्पैनलमेंट में ऐड कर दो. ठीक है. रोविंग अगेन फ्रीक्वेंट इंक्वायरीज यू कैन नॉट मेक. It is permissible to quote fees on inquiries being received from such bodies which maintain such panel. If the bodies, organizations which are maintaining such empanelment request you to request you to take the work, and they are requesting you to quote some fees for this work, then the CA in practice can quote his fees, but he cannot make roving inquiries to the empanelment or to such organizations. Okay, now coming to third one, publication of books, articles or presentation. A CA in practice is not allowed to mention any professional attainments, whether of the member or firm. He is not allowed to mention his achievements or his professional attainments or the work handled by his firm, his clients' names. All these details he should not be mentioned in the books, articles or presentation he publishes. And he is allowed to indicate the designation chartered accountant as well as name of the firm. Okay, he is not allowed to mention his professional attainment, but he can use designation CA in his books, articles or presentation. Now coming to fourth one, issue of greeting cards or invitations. Not allowed issuing greeting cards or invitations indicating professional designations, status, qualification, etc. to the general public. He cannot issue any invitation cards, marriage invitation card or other invitation cards. He cannot issue mentioning his professional designation, status, qualification, etc. to the general public, but he is allowed to issue the invitation card only to his clients, relatives and friends whom he personally knows or who are close to his status. Okay, so he is allowed to invite them only or provide the invitation card mentioning all these details to client, relative and friends only. Now coming to fifth one, advertisement for silver, golden, platinum and centenary celebrations of CA firms may be published in newspaper or newsletter. However, opening ceremony of new office should not be published. Okay, any CA firm which is achieving silver jubilee, golden jubilee, they can provide or they can advertise their celebrations in the newspaper or newsletter, but any opening of new offices of the CA firm cannot be advertised. Okay, it is considered as a professional misconduct. Now coming to sixth one, sponsoring activities. A CA in practice or a firm of CA in practice is not permitted to sponsor any event. However, they are allowed to sponsor an event conducted by Program Organizing Unit of ICAI. Prior approval of CPE, Directorate of ICAI is mandatory. Okay, a CA in practice or firm is not allowed to sponsor any other events which are not conducted by ICAI. Okay, if the event is conducted by Program Organizing Unit of ICAI, then only a CA can sponsor those activities. For that also there is a condition that he should take approval from CPE, Directorate of ICAI. It is mandatory. Member in practice can sponsor CSR activities and he is allowed to use his individual name with prefix CA, but he is not permitted to mention the firm name and CA logo. If he is doing any CSR activities or if he is sponsoring any CSR activities like blood camp or these CSR activities, then he can mention his name with prefix CA, but he is not allowed to mention his firm name and he should not be using CA logo. Now coming to seventh one, sharing firm profile with the prospective client. It is not permitted to share the firm profile unless it is in response to a proposed client specific query. If the proposed client is asking for a specific query or asking for a portfolio of the firm, then he can share that. Otherwise, he is not allowed to share them by himself. Okay. Now coming to 8th one, television or movie credits. While sharing the name, it must be taken care of that exhibition of name is not made differently. Okay, while sharing the name in television or movie credits, it should be taken care by the CA in practice that the name should not be reflecting differently other than general people's name is reflecting in movie credits. Okay, the format, the template should be same as other entries. Now coming to 9th one, soliciting professional work by making roving inquiries. As we seen it already, roving inquiries matlab frequent inquiries he should not make. Seeking work from professional colleagues. Issue of an advertisement or circular is prohibited, but he can ask for the work from his CA colleagues in a genuine manner, but advertising in newspaper or issuing circulars or posters is not allowed, it is prohibited. 11th one, acceptance of original professional work by a member emanating from the client introduced to him by any other client. This means if a CA in practice has introduced his client to you in some ceremony or in some events, and next day that client coming to you and asking for some help or asking for audit work which was handled by your friend. Okay, in that case you should not take the work from client unless and until your friend who is a CA who was handling his work earlier, the work is coming through him, he is aware of that. Unless and until he is aware of that, you should not take the work of the client. If you are taking or if you are handling those works, then you will be held guilty of professional misconduct. Now coming to last one, giving public interviews. While giving any interview or otherwise furnishing details about themselves or their firms in public interview or to the press or at any forum, the member should ensure that it should not result in publicity. Okay, while giving public interviews, be it in a press meet or be it at any forum, the CA in practice should be taken care of that he is not blabbering or he is not promoting his office or his firm, he is not publicity. Okay, he is not doing any publicity of his work. He should provide any answer to the questions which is asked by the interviewer directly and should stick to that topic only, and he should not publish or he should not do any publicity stunt over there. If he is doing that, then he is held guilty of professional misconduct. Okay, this was the brief topic about clause 6, and it is one of the most important topic, and you can expect more questions around this topic. Please go through this topic and practice more of practical questions on this, and if you have any doubts, please comment those your doubts in comment section below, and subscribe to my channel and share my videos if you like it, and yeah, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much.